Welcome everybody to a look at another StudioCanal cult classic Steelbook 4K release, and it is 1971's Red Sun. So this is directed by Terence Young, who's most well known for doing three of the James Bond films in the 60s, Dr. No, From Russia with Love and Thunderball, but he also did the really rather excellent Wait Until Dark. And this is a spaghetti western clocking in at 115 minutes long, stars the likes of Charles Bronson, who I've seen in 33 other films. He's easily one of the most prolific action stars I've ever seen any films from. He's been in the likes of Once Upon a Time in the West, The Great Escape, The Magnificent Seven, which are all, fairly well regarded films, but then he was also in the Death Wish series, which kind of tailed off after the first film, although the third and fourth were kind of enjoyable in a schlocky kind of way. Also stars Toshiro Mifune, who was in 13 other films that I've seen him from, likes of Seven Samurai, Rashomon, and Yojimbo. Elaine Delon is also in this, who was in the likes of Le Samurai and Le Cercle Rouge. And finally, Ursula Andress, who was also in Doctor No as Honey Rider, the first ever James Bond girl, effectively. And yeah, also the 1981 version of Clash of the Titans. So in 1870, Japanese ambassador Seguchi and his entourage travelled by train to Washington to deliver a very valuable sword to the President of the United States, a gift from the Emperor of Japan himself. On board the same train, however, are two robbers, Link and Goosh, who are ready to make their move, and that is literally just the first act, pretty much. It devolves into a whole different kind of series of events after the fact, but yeah, that's a really good setup for this film. And yeah, unfortunately though, this came ever so close to greatness, but thanks to an ultimately lackluster final act and some rather sluggish moments, it ultimately just misses out on that greatness. But that said, the four lead cast is excellent. Their interplay is really, really well done. The first act, with its setup and great action, is really rather amazing. The score is well done. The cinematography is on point. It is way more violent than I expected. It has its funny scenes. The production is solid. It is overall engrossing, and it definitely has its moments that feel like an early precursor to the buddy cop genre that exploded in popularity in the 80s with the film 48 Hours, arguably starting that trend off. So, yeah, 4 out of 5 came very close to being a 4.5 star film, but like I said, those two issues ultimately hold it back. But yeah, there's so much else to like about this film that those issues are really rather quite minor in comparison. And I really like this steelbook that it's got going on. So that's Charles Bronson on his horse, and then you have Toshiro Mifune on the rear there with his swords. So yeah, it's a really good mix up of genres. You know, you've got the spaghetti western genre, but then you've also got the Japanese samurai films coming into play, and then you've got a really rather European sensibility to what is obviously a western. So you obviously have European actors Elaine Delon and Ursula Andress, but then it's also a France and Italian production. It's I think it was filmed in Spain itself. So yeah, you got a really rather massive amalgamation of different people from different countries and yeah, different kind of genres all melding together. And yeah, it's easily one of the most unique spaghetti westerns going out there. It really does. Is easily able to set itself apart from the Sergio Leone films and the like. So yeah, you do get it on 4K as well as Blu-ray, just like with Orca behind me. Um, but just like that film, you don't get any art cards like you would with the standard Blu-ray edition with the slipcover. So yeah, there is a trade-off for getting the steelbook version on 4K, but the 4K and the steelbook is more than worth it to outweigh not getting the art cards and not getting the cheaper Blu-ray, because it is about half the price of Blu-ray with the slipcover and the art card. So yeah, you got to really weigh up whether or not you want which one you want really. But it's still a fantastic film. It looks great on 4K. The sound is really rather good. The score by Maurice Jarre is also great. You know, that's another element to this film. You've got a French composer who's worked on so many films like Lawrence of Arabia and other classics. And in terms of special features on the disc, then you've got on the disc you've got a new setting sun Stephen Ozaki on Toshiro Mifune, which is a brand new special feature for this release. Then you've got on the set of Red Sun an extract from Pour le Cinema. It's done by director Pierre Mignot from 1971, and then original trailer. So yeah, you got some behind the scenes extras there. You got someone talking about one of the lead actors, and then you've also got the original trailer. So yeah, all very good. In terms of the 4K, it's had It's got LPCM Mono 2.0 audio. It's in 2160p Ultra HD resolution. It's in the original aspect ratio, I believe, of 185:1. And yeah, it, like I said, looks really rather great on the 4K. So yeah, highly recommend getting this film. I know it's not perfect, like I said, there are a couple of issues with it, but I think it's unique premise, the really rather unique cast, and the general execution is overall really rather great. So more than makes up for those flaws. But yeah, nonetheless, so if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.